What is up, everyone? Guillaume here for Thomann's Guitars and Basses at NAMM 2025, and we are right now at the Poly booth with Lucky. Killer name once more. Thank you so much for having us. It's a pleasure. You're going to run us through the whole lineup that we see behind us, and I'd like you, if possible, to start with a little bit of how did you come up with that design? What inspired the touch, the looks? It's so unique. How did you come up with it?
Well, we've been doing other pedals for quite a while, and there was a few things we found that were kind of annoying with some of the previous designs we'd done. If you have a pedal with MIDI and knobs, as soon as you change presets, the knobs are just in a random place. It doesn't correspond to what they're set to. And then if you move the knobs, you have to think, okay, so they're not in the spot, but there's actually this spot. Are they going to snap? Are they going to pick up? You know, it's all kind of weird. With these ones, with sliders, you know, you can just slide around. But when you change presets, you know, they'll change. So the sliders actually, you know, show you the values. And it's easy to see on stage. If you're looking at knobs, it's hard to see what they are on stage. So that was just all those kind of practicality bits. We also found that on our older pedals, knobs was one of the things that breaks. Because they're physical devices, they stick out of the top, you can kick them or something like that. These, they're indestructible because there isn't anything, you know, like sticking out.
I understand everything you just said. It just blows me away that nobody else thought about doing this, because it makes so much sense.
It took us 2 years to get the touch stuff working perfectly on this, so that was the main reason that I don't think it was a hard thing to do. So that's why we're kind of like, is it worth it?
But so in terms of the function, otherwise you have access to the same type of traditional settings. It's just a touch sensitivity, like a touch screen.
Yeah, the main difference, if you've got knobs, they're much less accurate because these have 4,096 positions of control in this range.
Oh wow! Oh, I saw LEDs. I'm like, okay, it's 10.
It's not 7. Yeah, it's actually 4,096. And now with the newer ones, you never need to use this. But if you hold on this one, you can also zoom in 10 times if you want really, really excessively fine control, which you never need, but you can do it. And then you can just press this to get back to normal.
Oh, that's incredible. Okay, so we have 3 pedals here. The Josh Smith Flat 5. Yep. Is that Overdrive, all-in-one, all analog gain digital control?
Yeah, exactly. So all analog, digital control. So it's actually 2 totally different pedals, basically. If you press A, then you've got the A channel, and it's this transistor-based one, and the only control is you choose which diode you want. So it could be silicon, germanium, Schottky, or LED. That's the only control. You can't change anything else. It's just like this boost with a little bit of clipping to it. And Josh, he loves it. He set it to a particular value. End.
That's it.
Yep. And then there's B, which is a totally different circuit. This JFET kind of ampy kind of sounding circuit. And instead of a normal tone stack, it's got these synth-style resonant filters. Okay. They're actually the same chip. Exactly the same chip as the Oberheim and other kind of American synths from the 70s and 80s. Yeah. So they can be very characterful and very powerful because you can do these filtering. You can either run just B, A, or A into B, or B into A. That's all selectable. And there's some weird stuff like if you turn on this, you can start modulating any of those parameters. So you can turn it into like change any of these and see how that one's moving now. Yeah. That's because I've turned them into the LFO's moving, so it's an auto wah. If I start moving the volume, it's a tremolo. All of these things are easy things to pull, and I can change that to doing a different shape. Now it's doing a square wave. I can do it with this one does, exactly. The envelope does envelopes. It tries to be straightforward. But yeah, all MIDI controllable, all presets, all analog.
It's amazing because I remember seeing Josh's video and presentation of that pedal and how he uses the pedal, and to me it was mind-blowing to see something so radically modern on such a traditional, just so dynamic, bluesy sounding player. It's like the perfect example of don't judge the book by the cover, I think, in my opinion. Okay, awesome. Then we're moving on to ample options, which is the ample.
Yep, so this one came out in October. 56 classic amps. It's stereo, so TRS stereo in and out. So you can run a different amp on your left channel and your right channel. It's got all of these different options. So clean, crunch, destroy. So, your clean amps. We don't want it just to have, hey, you've got a Marshall, you've got a Vox or something. We don't want one or two amps like that. We want to give you ideas so you can discover new ones. So this whole category is filled with like interesting modern boutique amps. So you might be like, oh, well, I'll get the Bad Cat, I'll get the Zinky, I'll get the Turok, or any of these kind of options.
I love the choice of like design for the clean crunch and the classic USA is brilliant. Okay,
So
also
this is like destroys all your metal options and your higher gain stuff. Then classic USA, all your kind of interesting Fender amps. We captured a lot of amps, and then we did like double blind tests on them. So we couldn't tell which the name of the amp was. We just selected which one sounded the best. And then we found like the Dual Showman was absolutely amazing, and we didn't expect that was going to be our favorite. We love it.
For example, I want to adjust the EQ section of that amp. Like, how do I go about this?
At the moment, there's the same amp on the left and the right, and I can just change these to change the EQ.
Okay.
If I want a different amp on my left and right, then this button here, I'll triple tap it, and now I've got different colors. So that I've split the channels, and now I've got, when they're blue, that's you've got the same thing on both sides. But if I change over here, I've now got different amps. And so I got my yellows, my kind of orangey yellow side. I'm changing that one. Then I go to this one. Now I'm changing my pink side. So I got my left and my right channel like that. So it's super easy to pull something up. And now, so I've got a crunch amp and a destroy amp on my left and my right. This works really well for bass. So you've got the bass categories. Maybe you want an SVT or like an orange bass amp or something like that on one side. And then you might put like the Sun Model T on the other side, crank that guy up, crunch him, and you could, or one of the destroy amps. Maybe chuck the Angle on that side and the, a nice clean SVT on the other. Mix them any way you like. So you don't lose that bottom end, but you can have some crunch. Because usually if you just go through a crunchy amp, no bottoms.
That's epic. I'm pretty horrible with everything digital, and I suggest you read the manual. in most cases, the thing that strikes me is that I did understand everything you just said, which is a good sign.
Also, the thing with our manuals is it's like a pile of pretty pictures that you can select from. That's our idea.
That is the best manual I've ever seen.
Thank you. Yeah, we try hard. There's one for Ample here somewhere, but that's the Verbs one, which...
That's, okay, going on the real reverb, Poly Verbs.
Yeah, so this is Verbs, and the big difference between Verbs and other reverbs out there is that there aren't any algorithms or anything this one. We capture real spaces, and you can capture your own spaces and put them in the pedal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you like the sound of your bathroom, put it in the pedal.
I know that JD Simo would probably very much enjoy that. Wait, did you travel to all these places and get that?
Some of them are captured by friends of ours, like this one's by this YouTuber, Heinbach. He captured this for us. You know, you can play in the Pantheon of Rome if you'd like, or these are caves in my hometown in central Queensland, Australia, itching down oil tanks. There's this doco with Mark Ronson where he plays in the longest reverb in the world.
Yeah.
That's this reverb. Yeah. So that's in there. And then, you know, you can play in a nuclear reactor. This is our factory. You can see Joe popping a balloon to capture it. And then we've got some vintage kind of stuff like plates and springs. But if you want proper vintage, then this is Mace Howe. It's from 2800 BC. So, you know, none of the 50s stuff, you know.
Bro, taking vintage to like 30 centuries ago? Jesus. Oh, wow.
Vintage. Classic stuff.
That's pretty incredible. It's a little overwhelming. Okay, so how would I go about capturing my own bathroom, for example?
You go to a wonderful shop that sells microphones and you buy something. Yep.
Check out the description below.
Yeah. And you buy something like one of the little Zoom recorders, like the H5s or any of the kind of small recorders like that. You put one of them in the middle of the room, you walk back a bit, you pop a balloon. Then you put that file into the pedal.
It's a standard audio file.
Yep, a WAV. Use the one from the Zoom. Cut that, put it in there.
That is brilliant. I'm lost for words right now. This is so cool.
It does true stereo in and out.
Okay.
So some other pedals will do like things like mono summing, so they take, they don't actually preserve the stereo image. This preserves all of that.
And same I/O. We've got TRS in and out
and full MIDI control. 3.5 mil.
Thank you so much for the rundown. I'm honestly, I really want to give those pedals more attention now that I understand more about them. I hope that was helpful for you guys as well. Let us know if you use them already. If you want to use them, you should. Let us know in the comments and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you again so much.
Thank you.
Bye.